Today's model is the Dumpster Diver 2 from Channel Islands. This board is an update from the original model, Dumpster Diver, made with Dane Reynolds. The whole idea of this board is so that you can shred a performance board in small waves. So it's meant for small to medium waves. There have been a few reviews of guys riding these in great waves and said it went really well, but the whole aim for this board is small wave performance board. Just before we start, I'll give you the dimensions of my board. This is not stock dims, so I will put up stock dims just so that you have an idea of the correct dimensions that it should be. Of course you can get custom, but this is the board I've got. So I've got a 5/8, 19 1/4 wide, 2 7/16 coming in at 28.9 litres. To give you an idea, I'm 5'5", 166 centimetres. I'm 63 kilos, which is about 139 pounds. I found this board great. These dimensions went really well for me. I'm normally on 26, 27 litres as an everyday shortboard. So this one goes, you're pretty much on a 29 litre here. I wouldn't mind staying with this, but going up another litre would be fine. Now, usually what they recommend with boards like this is going an inch shorter, so like an inch shorter than you're happy every day. So you maintain that literage, but you are going smaller for quick, small, fast waves. Alternative too is that you could stay with your regular dims, the regular length, and have more litre. It's a small wave board, so you've got nothing to lose if you've got a little bit of extra float under you. So let's break this board down. This model I've got here is an epoxy model, so it's an EPS core. With epoxy resin, and the Channel Islands call their epoxy models Spine Tech. So this is a Spine Tech model. I think with small wave boards you really want extra float, so Spine Tech's the perfect choice for that. If you're a really heavier set person, you like digging rail really hard, and you want to have a board that can go in kind of all different types of conditions, then PU could be an option for you if you want it to go in a variety. A windy day like this, you want to have a PU, you don't want to have an epoxy board. So for lighter surfers that just want this as a small wave board, definitely go the Spine Tech, and if you want it in a bigger range of conditions, go the PU. The fin setup for this one is a dedicated thruster. It does come with its own fin set, so check it out on the Channel Islands website to see if that's something that will suit you. The set that comes with it is a Dane Reynolds set of fins. The side fins are a raked back set. They're actually the same as the AM template. And the center fin is a little bit smaller with more of an upright fin template, which gives you hold, speed and drive, and then release in the back end. When you're on that back kicker, you get a lot more release with an upright fin. Been updated with a few different things. You can see in Tom's review that I can send a link to in the description. He does a great review on showing you all the finer details of the board, and he also shows you the concave. He shows you the update from the Dumpster Diver 1 to 2, the difference in dimensions, which for those people that are really into their dimensions, check that out. Essentially this board has a single concave throughout, and it goes all the way up to the top of the board as well. So you want that nice flat board for small waves so you can gain speed and drive. The rails are quite full. You need that extra volume for the small waves, and it's got quite a full body. Like, you know, we're talking here to here, it's really full. There's lots of float under you, which you need. Got a regular squash tail. It is quite wide and it's a bit subtle, but you can kind of see there's a little bit of a hip or a wing here. So you're getting maximum float, and then just cuts in a tiny bit when you want to perform at the tail end. Quite a flat rocker. You need flat rocker for lift and extra support on those slower takeoffs. So I'll just show you the profile here. It has been updated from number 1, but that gives you a sense of profile there. This one I've got in futures. So the rundown on the fins that I tried with this board, I started with the 3.2 vectors. For a speed generating fin, that they would go really well. They did go well. I preferred them in bigger waves, to be honest. I think that, I don't know if it was the board, fins, or a combination of both, but in bigger waves, these fins excelled. With this board though, ideally for, you know, small beach break kind of waves, the upright fin went better. So they're both medium sets for me. This is the Endorphin set, which is a more pivoty upright fin template, which gives you quicker release. And I think you kind of need that for a small wave board. You need to have quick release. So upright pivot went really well. I preferred that over the 3-2 vectors. If I was to try it again, I would go probably a twin plus trailer, which the Dane Reynolds set kind of gets close to that template. You got the 2 raked fins with a smaller center fin at the back. So I think if I was to try it again, I'd go twin plus trailer. Tom does a really great review on this, and WoolyTV does a really great review on the 2+1. So if you want to check out how it goes as a 2+1, check out their reviews. I'll leave the description, the link in the description below. But just a regular thruster review for today. Is this board going to suit? You know, you're going to look at this board and you're going to say, oh, that's just for performance surfers only. I would say no. Most people are going to say intermediate and above. But to be honest, if you are progressing from, you know, a longer board, or you're on a fat fish or a mid-length and you're ready to go down to a short board, don't rule something like this out. You could grab this kind of board because it has that extra stability in width, has lots of float, and it's going to help you progress to get on short boards. So I would say if you're someone looking for a board to start into shortboarding, this would be a great option. I think if I was to suggest what size to go, I would go, you know, I would keep it nice and big. So let's say you're on a board that's 7.0, maybe jump on if this was going to be your first shortboard, maybe jump on a 6.6 and see how you go there. You want that extra width, you don't want to jump to a narrow board too quickly. So something like this would be great for a beginner learning and progressing down to a shortboard. But mostly intermediate upwards, you're still going to be able to perform on smaller waves, and that's what this board is meant to do. I think with this board, the things I really liked about it was its paddle power. You've got all this extra float under you, and that's what you want with the smaller waves. I felt it didn't hold me back when I was still trying to turn. I got heaps of really whippy turns in it, and it still held up in some bigger conditions. I think that it's a great all-rounder for the smaller waves, and definitely an option in my books. I think I would stay with I'm normally on a 5.7, but you know, a 5.8 went really well, and I didn't notice that extra length. I didn't notice the chunky rails, which you need, and the extra float was just your best friend in those small waves. So I really rate the Dumpster Diver 2. I never rode the Dumpster Diver 1, but just felt like this was super easy to ride, super easy to get into waves, and still got your performance at the back end. So Dumpster Diver 2 from Channel Islands. This is Surfs Up Kate, and I'm out.